Welcome back to So Alexa, and today we are making this one shoulder crop top.
Let's start off by cutting our fabric pieces. We need 2 front pieces and 2 back pieces. I'm using the same fabric for both lining and self. Here, I'm actually adjusting the strap on the back pieces. I'm cutting about a 1/2 inch from the strap. Historically, with this brand, I found that the strappy tops need a slight adjustment in my experience, and I did this step for both back pieces, the self and the lining. Because both front and back pattern pieces look similar, I'm placing a straight pin on the back piece to differentiate from the front. Now I'm going to pin both back pieces together at the neckline, armhole, and the waistline. Then repeat that step for the front pieces. Now let's take it to the machine. This top needs elastic at the neckline and armhole. I applied elastic to the waistline seam too, but this is optional. Don't skip this elastic step. If you skip the elastic at the neckline and armhole, the top will be sagging down, and we don't want that. If you have a serger, you can serge the top. If not, you can use a zigzag stitch to sew. I'll be using a zigzag stitch on this project. You want to sew the neckline, armhole, and waistline with the elastic. Don't pull the elastic. Start sewing about a 1/2 inch into the stitch and then add the elastic so there won't be a lot of bulk at the seam. Make sure to leave the side and shoulder seams open. You want to do this step for the front piece and repeat for the back piece. Here, I'm just using a lint brush to get any of those random pieces of thread that may have fallen onto our fabric. Turn the front piece to the right side and keep the back piece on the wrong side. Insert the front inside the back so that the lining is facing the lining and the self is facing the self. This is if your fabric has different sides. Mine doesn't. Sew the side seams without elastic and sew the shoulder seam with a straight stitch. The shoulder seam doesn't require stretch, and using a straight stitch will look less bulky and a lot more cleaner. I noticed that something was off while I was sewing, so I stopped and noticed it was the bobbin. The bobbin, of course, ran out of thread. Sometimes sewing doesn't go as smoothly as we hope, but little moments like this bring me back to the present and, just do a reset, do a little check-in. Now we're back and running. Everything's figured out. I'm continuing to sew the side seams. Since I added elastic to the waistline, I'm going to break the stitching at the side seam, one of the side seams, using my seam ripper. I'm just making a 2-inch hole so we can turn. Before closing the opening, I tried on the top and wanted a tighter fit. I turned it back to the wrong side and took in about 1.5 inches. I just did this on one of the side seams, actually the side seam where the strap is. Then I sewed and cut off that excess fabric. Once I did that, I turned the shirt right side out again to close that opening. Here I'm closing up that opening by gathering all 4 layers of the shirt and pinning at that side seam. I used a zigzag stitch to sew, and I sewed as close to the raw edge of the fabric as possible. And here we have it, a beautiful 1-shoulder crop top. She's so cute. I love her, and I had so much fun making her. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. See you next time.